All right, glad you're up. Meanwhile, the president began his State of the Union address by saying the shadow of the crisis has passed, and had this to say about the war on terror.
In Iraq and Syria, American leadership, including our military power, is stopping ISIL's advance. We're also supporting a moderate opposition in Syria that can help us in this effort, and assisting people everywhere who stand up to the bankrupt ideology of violent extremism. Now, this effort will take time. It will require focus. But we will succeed.
But we're allowing those bases to stand. Meanwhile, how can we succeed when the president will not use the words Islamic extremism like other world leaders, or for the first time in a State of the Union address since 9/11, not say al-Qaeda? Joining us right now is his reaction this morning, Fox News contributor and the CEO of Concerned Veterans for America, still active in the reserves, Major Pete Hegseth. All right, Major, did you like the president's tone last night when it came to military and the war on terror?
You know, inside that Capitol, it seemed like he was living in an alternate universe, not seeing the world that we're actually living in. Just last week, it reported ISIS was on the advance in Syria. In Afghanistan, he mentioned it briefly, the Taliban is on the advance. We saw al-Qaeda in Yemen didn't even merit a mention in that particular conflict. Our enemies don't feel like they're on the run, and this president's policies have enabled that. As difficult as the wars have been over the last decade, as frustrating as they've been, because we pulled the plug and washed our hands of them and interested in ending them. Again, he emphasized ending in Afghanistan. Our enemies have exploited that vacuum, and we're more vulnerable because of it.
And in ISIS, are you happy the way we're approaching that? It will take time, but we're going to wear them down, essentially.
Of course it's going to take time, but it couldn't be a more confused strategy. We're focused only on Iraq. Of course, our enemy doesn't see those borders. They exploit their haven in Syria. They're making gains in Syria. We're not leading. Are we supporting Assad? Are we not supporting Assad? So much confusion that our boots on the ground right now, because we do have boots on the ground in Iraq trying to train Iraqis, are not quite sure what they'll be able to do and when they'll be able to do it.
But in Afghanistan, he says, we're bringing our troops home. That war is over. Your reaction?
It's far from over. Ask anybody that's there right now. The Taliban has had the most deadly year last year that they've had of any year. The Afghan army is an open question whether they can maintain the gains that we've given them. And we've even seen recent reports of ISIS moving into Afghanistan trying to exploit that vacuum. So, again, an alternate universe from what guys on the ground are telling me is actually happening.
And only 33% of the country approved the way he's handling ISIS. Now, the president got a big applause line, and I'm sure he meant it, when he said go out there and hire a vet. That makes you and your company feel and your fund feel great, because that's what you're doing all the time. But what did he say about the VA?
Remember a couple of weeks ago when he did the drive-by of the Phoenix VA in his presidential limo? Last night was the rhetorical equivalent of the Phoenix VA drive-by. He mentioned veterans 4 times, only once in the context of veterans health care. And this is after a year where the VA saw a dramatic wait list scandal, secret lists. He could have stood up there and said, we're going to bring accountability to leaders, give veterans more choice. He just mentioned it offhand, not a priority for him.
All right, Major Pete Hegseth, thanks so much.
Thank you.
All right, 10 minutes before the bottom of the hour.